Well, that's it, folks. I'd say we can start looking at the off season now. Unfortunately, we didn't quite make it into December. Looking forward to any kind of playoffs or any of that stuff. With the Chargers and Cowboys still in the schedule, I see at least 10 losses there, so I think it's time we can move on. I'm not a tank person, so you won't hear that out of me, but if you want to help my channel grow, hit the like, subscribe if you're new, if you enjoy the video. I'd much appreciate it. That's the only thing that lets YouTube know that you're enjoying, that my videos are worth anything anyways. So I normally start the defense, but I think it's fitting that I start with the offense. Other than one thing in the special teams, there was one really bad 15-yard penalty for Keon Crossan for not trying to come back in bounds quick enough, which is a subjective penalty. I don't like it when it's called most of the time. It didn't even show the replay, so I don't have an opinion on it. Dumb play if it was the right call. But I think the punting now has been really an eyesore. I mean, it's hard to watch. It's just not good, and we're paying our punter a lot of money. I mean, there's nothing you can do this year, but I don't see him being back next year. Now, the offense, I'm not going to really sit here and harp on too many things, but the offensive line is just disgusting. It's as bad as I've ever seen it, and I don't want to beat up on Will Hernandez anymore. He had a couple embarrassing reps. You can go right through it. Andrew Thomas was okay, gave a sack, but it really wasn't on his fault. Mike Glennon had 20 seconds sit there. Matt Skura, Evan Ingram had embarrassing reps on the Giants' first field goal. They just got destroyed. Nate Soldier, all of them. It's just not good. And I thought even with, the offensive line being an embarrassment this week, the team still had chances to make plays. And it was really a just whole collective of losses. Darius Slayton, I don't get it. This guy just can't catch anything right now. Saquon Barkley looks like a shell of himself. He struggles to catch anything. It's just you could tell it's hard work just to catch a 3-yard pass. He dropped a couple. Evan Ingram had a couple of nice catches. Kenny Golladay had a couple of nice catches. But here's the thing. Kenny Golladay gets hurt, comes out. When he comes back in, he's not much of a factor. And I know a lot of people are blaming Mike Glennon for that deep pass down the left sideline. It was a back shoulder throw to Evan Ingram. And Evan Ingram I don't know if he's not comfortable with that kind of a ball, but he spun around, let up speed. And that play was absolutely on Evan Ingram. Mike Glennon threw a dime of a back shoulder pass. So you can put it, if you want to put it on Glennon, go ahead. In my opinion, that was all on Evan Ingram. And that was really like the end of the game offensively. So once that play wasn't completed, I knew what this was. It was hard to get the running game going, but I did feel like you got a little momentum there in the second half. I really felt like we should have ran a little more. If you're passing 44 times with Mike Glennon, you're not gonna, that's not the answer, folks, especially against this Miami Dolphins team. And I really felt like some of the passes could have been a lot more effective. Better screens. I think in the fourth quarter, you saw a couple quick passes to the wide receivers, right at the line. You should have had more of that sprinkled in throughout the game. Overall, the offense is a mess, and I don't think it matters what players are in there at this point, with the offensive line being, where it's at. And in my opinion, it's a complete schematic thing. I think schematically, this is one of the worst offenses that we've seen in the last decade in the NFL. It's just it's an archaic offense that's based on curl flats. I don't get it. It's mind-boggling to watch every week, and you can see every 2-3 plays where it don't matter if you got 20 seconds. There's just nobody getting open because it's been figured out. It was figured out week 1 last year, and I want to come on here and I want to just point my finger here, or here. But I can't because, I want to just sit here and say, Joe Judge, this is on you by sounds of it. Here we go. Ownership is for Jason Garrett in here, and then now there's reports that they wanted Jason Garrett out at the end of last season, and we all saw it, all us fans. not coaches, not professionals. Fans saw that it needed to happen. Jason Garrett shows up this year. I guess they reworked some of the plays, but you just see the same stuff as you see the team slowly revert into the same offense we saw last year, and it's just not good. And at this point, the offensive scheme is so bad, it's destroyed our prize rookie. When they came in, Daniel Jones was in his second year, and it was a promising young player. I mean, this guy had played 12 games. He had 24, 26 touchdowns or whatever. He was averaging at least 2 touchdowns a game. And with this system, you can't even average that. I mean, it's pitiful. They turn our quarterbacks into if you're lucky to get 1 touchdown in this offense a game. And it's really soured. I feel like the system has soured a lot of fans towards our young quarterback. And I don't know what they're teaching them. Maybe they've ruined them. I don't know what's going on. We have to see with all that. We're going to have to get a coaching change in here. I'll just say this. I don't know what's going to happen with anything. When you're losing like this, and in a year where you're supposed to have expectations, anything can happen. But here's the thing. If the Giants are going to move in a direction of bringing in another young quarterback, drafting another young quarterback or something, you can't do it with this coaching staff. You can't do it. You got to bring in a good offensive mind, hopefully a young one, a young coach that can, build with the players. This is still a very young team, and just do it the right way. Don't come in and force your system on players. Actually have good minds that come in and create systems around the players. And I think, listen, the defense has been great the last 2 years, but I really do think there is kind of a scheme, a part of the thing where they're going to run their scheme. They're going to run it this way. It don't matter what some players' strengths are here, and here. Because you saw it. I mean, this was the game to come up underneath on short routes and contest everything Miami does short, what teams do to us. And they didn't. They just sat back way too long. Just sat back and let so much stuff underneath. And I thought, just like the Bucs game, this was the worst week to do that. Get up and compete. Tua loves that short stuff. This little rink-a-dink, dump it stuff, offense that we run, Tua would be great in this horribleness. But and then you knew the RPO was coming. They were even getting torn up with that. They're lucky Jalen Waddle was dropping balls because, this defense was getting beat up by the RPO, and that's coming. The defense looks great in the first and third quarter, and then at the end of halves, I don't know, we saw it again. Same old stuff. Right before the half, Miami, bing, bang, right down the field, touchdown. And I felt like defense played okay third quarter. They were looking good. Actually started coming down, contesting some stuff. And then the fourth quarter comes around, and James Bradbury and some of the players, you lose all effort. They don't care. They don't give a shit. And this game was lost. 1, that deep pass to Evan Ingram on offense. 2, the touchdown right before the first half. Logan Ryan comes down on the flat when he should, and just picks the wrong guy in coverage, touchdown. And then James Bradbury in the fourth quarter just stops running and just lets up the easiest touchdown. Them 2 plays on defense in the red zone, and that 1 play by Evan Ingram, that's it. That's your ball game. And this offense is so bad. This game is so bad. Them are death nails. Them are death nails for these games, the way the Giants are playing. You can't. You gotta give yourself more chances. It's like, Mike Glennon's first interception. I'm not even gonna get on about that. You're going downfield. I don't even care if you get intercepted on them kind of plays. Whatever. This team needs chunk plays. You can't be having 1-2 trips to the red zone. We need to have 5-6 trips to the red zone every game. And then if you come out only a couple touchdowns out of that, all right, at least rip over 20. You need to at least weekly be able to score 20 points in the NFL. But, it's unbelievable. This team, even with all the injuries, even with Daniel Jones being out, all the receivers being out, this game was still there. A few plays with lapses of judgment, and that's it. That's the game. Oh, Miami was the better coach. This is the stuff that hurts for me to say. They were a better coach team. They had the right awareness in the right situations at the end of the game. The Giants didn't. We saw the same stuff. They were good in the first half, but second half, they could barely stay on pace even with the offense. You're battling delay of games, costly penalties, stupid timeouts. Same stuff. Different week. But it's the same stuff. And I'm looking for anything. In the last 3 weeks, I'm ready to move on from this coaching staff. Is it unfair? Is it fair that I'm ready to do that? Probably not, because it sounds like ownership has came in and bungled the most important parts again. And that's something that I want to sit on here and scream about. What's the sense? I've been screaming about it, throwing shit at my TV for a decade now over this stuff with ownership. We can't stop it. All we can do is hope that they correct it. But again, look what they've done to this team. Look at what ownership has done, the decisions they make on forcing Jason Garrett on his coaching staff. And now I'm ready to fire the coach. I'm ready to just blow this shit up. But, I'm disgruntled. And this week, I'm going to go start looking at some college prospects. And that's what the Giants do to you. Beginning in November, we're looking at college players. And we're saying to ourselves, at least we got 2 first-round picks. But that's it for me. I'm sorry if I'm, all over, and I missed some things. I'm just aggravated. I didn't even want to watch this game. And it was close enough to the point where I had to keep watching. It wasn't like the Rams game where I could just walk away. But that's it. Like, subscribe, and peace.